All right, so welcome to the OmniGeometry podcast. We still don't know if this is going to be a thing or not, but this is where we're going. In the industry of graphic designer softwares or many different types, uh, OmniGeometry is obviously based on geometry. And we differ from some of the big companies as we're a small company, just two people. Sakari, which is here with me, which is the main lead developer behind OmniGeometry. As I understand you have a bachelor's in automation engineering, and the purpose of this is to know more about the story of how this software came about, because to me, I feel like it has a higher purpose. It can be used just for the sake of it to design incredible geometric shapes for apparel, for tattoos, for digital art, but it can also go deeper than that. So, yeah, without further ado, here's Zachary. And what I want to know, is like what was that first moment where you got interested, captivated by geometry or sacred geometry?
Yeah, so thanks for the introduction, Gus. Yeah, it's a little bit of a long story, so I'll try to find a condensed
Yeah, give
version
us
of
the
that.
cliff notes.
Cliff notes, yeah. So as I said, I'm an engineer. I deal with numbers and mathematics, physics, trying to understand the world through this language of math and physics and models and geometry and so on. But at some point I realized uh, even though I've been taught all kinds of methods of how to calculate things, understand things, nobody
Mhm.
had even taught me like the basics of numbers, like what do numbers represent actually? Because I'm
Right.
a person who likes to look behind the curtains. I really like to understand things, and this is what has led me to understand computers also and really go deep with them. So I wanted to kind of understand what are these numbers and their symbols. And being a visual thinker, I
Mhm.
started to approach this subject from a visual viewpoint, trying to just draw like different uh, polygonal formation from these numbers, and from this direction try to see in my visual thinking how do these numbers behave. How does the why is the visual representation of a number 5, for example, why does it represent 5 different things and so
Right,
on?
right. Yeah.
Why does two, a symbol of 2 added to a 3, why does it become a 5? Like, what is the geometry behind that 5, 2, and 3? And
Hmm.
I really tried to like just start to draw those shapes,
Okay.
on paper and pen. But I quickly noticed that I really need some kind of um, way to see the relationship between the numbers.
Hmm.
What is the relationship between 2 and 3 and 2 and 5 and 7, 9, 10, whatever.
Right. How they
So
interact with each other, affect each other.
yeah. So this led me to uh, start this software.
Hmm.
Actually, I just made a quick prototype where you could visualize like a number 5 and 6, 7, 9, 8, and then I added recursion to that, the fractality.
Yeah. Game
Uh,
changer.
yeah, so this fractality of the uh, simple polygonal shapes that I had drawing in the program, I could adjust those with the numbers and the recursion depth, and kind of see how the shape based around circles and their ratios behaves when you adjust those. And from that perspective, I kind of like started to notice that okay, now I can understand, like from the polygon shapes, I can somehow understand the relationships of these numbers and their kind of like weights and how they form new shapes and so on. So that was the beginning of OmniGeometry in a way, but there's like a deeper story also there. So we can go into that also like quickly in a brief way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because just to like just comment on that, like it it is in a way we take for granted numbers. We're taught numbers at school when we're little, and we say, yeah, one is just one thing, or two represents two. But I love that you went deeper, like what's the visual aspect, and then connecting that to geometry and how they interconnect. But yeah, I mean,